There have been some major developments happening when it comes to the AIFF suspension being revoked. The decisions that have been taken in the Supreme Court today, after which the central government has sought a very urgent hearing, remember. The backdrop to this latest decision is that the central government sought an urgent hearing so that the AIFF ban can be revoked, considering the fact that the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup will be held in October. Some decisions were taken by the Supreme Court which have gone a long way in ensuring that the suspension is revoked by FIFA. So I'll just break down what are the major statements that have been made by the Supreme Court when it comes to the daily handlings of AIFF. The first major decision that has been done by the Supreme Court is that the Committee of Administrators has now been disbanded. Yes, the COA is now effectively over, and the AIFF now will be run by the federation themselves. The daily administration will be handled by the Acting Secretary General Sunando Dhar. Why this statement is so important? The COA, which was appointed by the Supreme Court, was viewed as third-party interference by FIFA, and it is clearly mentioned that FIFA does not tolerate third-party interference in their football federations. So, with the disbanding of the Committee of Administrators, this is now ensured that third-party interference is not there in the AIFF. This will be run by Sunando Dhar, who is the Acting Secretary General of the AIFF. Simple point, folks. AIFF handlings day to day will now be handled by the federation themselves. The other major decision is that the election has been postponed by 1 week. Yes, initially the date of the election was supposed to be on August 28th, but now it has been postponed effectively to September 4th or September 5th. 1 week, we are assuming that it is on September 4th. Representatives of the state associations, 35 plus 1, 36, only they will vote. AIFF will have 23 persons, 17 persons, including vice president, president and treasurer, and there will be 6 eminent players. Now, why this particular decision on representation is very, very important? We had talked about third-party interference, but FIFA also had a problem with this. It had said that FIFA's biggest sticking point was the inclusion of 36 eminent ex-footballers in the Electoral College for the August 28 elections. This was a massive violation of the FIFA rule. It had clearly stated that only elected state associations and not nominated individuals can elect the central administrative body. So, because representatives of the state associations, 35 plus 1, 36, they will vote now. So, this has also gone a long way in ensuring that the election system is pretty transparent. 6 eminent players. Now, look, why is this 6 eminent players and 23 persons? Why is this numbers very important? It is specified in the National Sports Code Bill. Because what has happened, the government's recommendation to remove the specific 36% condition will not go against the provisions of the NSC. What it requires is that there should be a significant number of athletes in governance, which is essentially the executive board, say up to 25%. 25% of the executive board can have all your representative players. So, the likes of Baichung Bhutia, Eugene Sin Lingdo, who have all filed for the AIFF nomination, they can be in this 23%. Out of that, there are 6 eminent players in that. So, the government had given it in the application on Sunday that 6 out of the 23 people in the AIFF's new executive committee will be eminent players. The COA argument on the reforms, that was the arguments which were held in the Supreme Court, was that they do not have a problem with hosting the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. If India does not host the FIFA Under-17 World Cup, Women's World Cup, it is no problem. We have to undergo the pain while undertaking reforms. Even Baichung Bhutia had said it will make no difference if India does not host the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup. Essentially, what this Supreme Court judgment has done. Number one, what are the criteria? Let us just break down what are the criteria for the ban to be lifted. Number one, repeal of the COA mandate in full. That has already been done. So, the COA has ceased to exist from August 22 onwards. the AIFF administration to be fully in charge of AIFF's daily affairs. Yes, AIFF Secretary General Sunando Dar will now run the day-to-day functionings of the AIFF. The AIFF constitution to be revised in accordance with the requirements of FIFA and the AFC, approved by the AIFF General Assembly without interference from any third party. COA has already drafted the revised constitution, and now perhaps after September 4 and 5 the constitution could be approved in accordance by FIFA and AFC. An independent electoral committee to be elected by the AIFF General Assembly to run the elections of a new executive committee. That is why now September 4 and 5 the AIFF elections will be held. The AIFF to carry out the upcoming electoral process as per the statutory requirement and to hold its election based on the pre-existing membership structure, state associations only. So, in effect, all the criteria that was met by FIFA, that was preempted by FIFA, that you have to have this, only then the suspension can be revoked, is now under play. COA is gone, elections will be held, 6 out of the 23 will be eminent players, 23 members will be there, as we have said, 17 persons inclusive of president, VP and treasurer. All of that is now under process. Now, when will FIFA revoke the ban? Hopefully by September 4th or 5th, because remember, already there has been one major casualty in this entire AIFF problem. The Gokulam Kerala FC women's team have not been able to participate in the major competition that was held in Uzbekistan. On the other hand, what is going to be the fate of ATK Mohun Bagan in the AFC Cup? Because their tournament will be held on September 7th. Because remember folks, unless FIFA does not come out with an official statement saying that the ban has been revoked or the suspension has been revoked, India cannot participate. India or its players or its clubs cannot participate in any of the major competitions. Even now, the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup is still not sure. Unless and until FIFA give out a proper statement that the ban or the suspension has been revoked, then things will fall into place. Remember, on Sunday, the central government had requested an urgent hearing into this matter. And today, on Monday, the Supreme Court has given its decision. One hopes that the September 4th, 5th elections now takes place smoothly, the suspension is immediately revoked, and that India can come back into the international mainstay when it comes to football. Thank you so much folks for listening to the special explainer. We'll be back with more updates from Sports Today. Press the like, comment and share button. Do press the bell icon so that you are notified when you go live. We are also there on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram folks. Bye-bye.